Okay, here we are. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to this interview of the Woman Beat Your Drum version 2.0. I'm going to be introducing you to one of the current participants in the program. And I'm just really excited. First of all, I'm excited that you're here listening in. So if you're here because you want to know more, it's like, well, what happened in her life? Like, how did that go? And you're here, then thanks for joining in. Thanks for your curiosity, and also thank you for your commitment in your life, because there's something that you are looking for. I'd love to know that you're here. So please write in the comments, say hello, let me know where you're from, ask any questions as we go through. Because at the end, Tara and I are going to go through. I might not have told you that, Tara. We're going to go through and we're going to answer the questions you ask, the comments that you say, because I want this to be interactive, and it's important as questions come up that you have them answered. So, Tara, thank you. Thank you for being here, and also for putting your hand up. When I said, so who would like to share? Because you're in the middle. Actually, you're not even in the middle of the program yet, of the Woman Beat Your Drum next level program. And so thank you for taking your time and being willing to just let us open your life and let us have a little peek inside. So, would you like to introduce yourself and just say a little bit about you?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tara Lynn Common. I'm a participant in Woman Beat Your Drum, and I am a mother of one. He's 19. And during my weeks, I've been planning my wedding. And also, I like to help people with decluttering their life, helping them become a little more stress-free. So that's a little bit about me. I'm a very balanced Libra. I will tell you that from the beginning. So that is what I am. That's a little piece of me. And now I've become part of Woman Beat Your Drum. And it's an absolute honor to be here for you, Leanne.
Thank you. Great. So let's dive in. And my first question for you is, you know, there are so many programs and things available for women who are looking for transforming their life, making a shift, helping them to expand their consciousness, looking for their purpose, all of that. And you're pretty wise, you're pretty astute and conscious and aware of a lot of things. And so, with so much available to you, why was it that you chose this program, The Woman Beat Your Drum?
So, over the many years that I've been working on myself, I have used books for all of my ways through life to reach higher destinations, to find my paths, to do all that. I always went through books. I just so happened to have that conversation with Deanne, and it was just, this could be it. This is my next path. This is what I'm supposed to do. So after meeting with you, I felt a connection. I felt your energies, and I was just so open to saying, let's go for it. I'm ready. Let's do it. Something different, something. And it's not that I've been online looking at woman inspirational stuff or anything like that. It all just happened through Deanne. So I'm honored, like I'm truly blessed that Deanne brought you into my path. So
Mm,
that's
wow.
great.
That's how we make a difference with each other. right? And so for those of you listening in, some of you may even know Deanne. So she is a previous participant in the Woman Beat Your Drum program. She's around in some of the courses if you take the courses as well. And it just makes a huge difference when one woman hears from another woman what happened and how they were touched.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's fabulous. And the other thing you said are books. There are so many women, me included, like for the longest time, I did things like books. I tried, working with different people. But I tried to do it on my own, basically, right? Because we're smart, we're
Yeah.
intelligent, and we think I should be able to figure this out. But and it's not that you can't. It's just that your own wisdom and doing it on your own is just going to get you so far. But then what happens is if you're doing it on your own, then you're always sourcing the same pool of information you already know.
Yep.
And so either you end up trying more of what you know, hoping it's going to cause something different, or there's a little twist on what you know, and it might shift something a little bit, but then things go back.
Yep.
Or maybe you get a breakthrough or some insight, but then it doesn't last or really go anywhere. So I really know that path for sure. And it does. And as a strong, independent woman, it takes a lot to uh, allow someone else to be your coach.
Absolutely. You got to jump in both feet. That's it.
And so just on that, let me ask you then, because that's a good segue to the next thing is I know that just before you're about to step into something big that's going to transform things,
Yep.
because there's going to be some hesitation
Mhm.
because we can be clear or not clear, but just know that we want something. There's this I don't want to be here where I am. I can feel myself spinning my wheels. I want to uh I want to expand more fully into who I am. I know I'm here to do more, or I just want to feel like my life really has purpose and meaning, and I'm just not finding it. And so it's one thing to want those things. And then it's another to be faced with something that you don't know yet if it's going to deliver on what you want,
Right. That's
but you
right.
have a feeling that's
Yeah.
good. And you're really, yeah, I think I'm going to go here. But in that moment, just before you take that step, there's there's this, is this the right thing? Should I really? And we can go places with that. So yeah. What was yours? Share about your moment before you stepped in.
So I think right after registering, like having our first official talk, I think I was like in my own head, am I ready for this? Is this what I need? And then I said, you know what? Truth will set me free. I just need to do it. I need to try it. Whether it works or it doesn't work, who knows? I'm very spiritual. I'm like, this has got to be it. I think this is it. My medium said something was coming down my path and she was not wrong. Here it is. So I was like, okay. So with all the obstacles, I said, forget it. Get out of my own head. I can do this. I'm going to do it. Let's do it. It, it can't hurt. It's just worth something to try. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that you share about it, it sounds like it was uh almost like a smooth kind of thing. But I'm not was it that smooth? Was it, or did you really at that moment, it's like, whoa, let me just put the brakes on here. Like
Oh,
was it
oh. No, because what Deanne was discussing with me when we were discussing you,
Mm.
it was pinpointing the things that are really, really hurting me, things that were really getting to me. And she could feel it. And she was like, "You're getting married. You can't have these feelings. I want you to be fully happy, to accept everything around you." And the way Deanne was talking to me, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. Like I had emotion. I was crying a little bit because I'm deep down like, yeah, there's stuff I really, really, really had to deal with. And I
Can
think
you?
that was Deanne pushing me through that door and
Oh,
then meeting you, getting the energy that I got. Then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm in this. I'm in this. I'm not letting this opportunity go anywhere. You said you had one spot left. That's my spot. I'm taking it. And that was it. So yeah. I put everything out of my head and said, okay, here I go. And that was
wow.
it. Yeah.
Wow. So, can you say what those things were that, Deanne was pointing in on that?
I have a really hard relationship with my mother. Um, I don't feel loved or cared for or accepted by her. I feel that she's jealous of me. Actually, let me rephrase that. I felt, I felt she was jealous of me. I felt she always said negative things about me to everyone because she didn't feel happiness for me. She didn't feel truly happy in herself.
Now, let me
Oh,
I'm just going to
yeah,
interrupt. Like,
sure.
do you absolutely know that for sure, or you're suspecting that she thought that way, and that was the impression you got?
So by her actions, by things she said when she was in my presence,
Right.
and things she said to other people that has come back to me,
Mhm.
that is how how I
Got it.
perceived it.
Thank you.
But with Woman Beat Your Drum, I knocked down one of those off and I don't feel that anymore. And all of a sudden, my mom is sending me my beautiful daughter and all these weird, beautiful sayings and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm
Who
like,
is this woman?
the universe is working for me without me even doing anything.
So tell me, what do you think shifted? So let me just kind of set the scene here, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that your mom has in the past said unkind things about you to your face and to other people that have come back, and you've heard that. And so you have not felt loved or accepted or appreciated by your mom, right?
Correct.
And
Yep.
so you've grown up with this.
Yep.
And then is it that all of a sudden your mom is sending you messages saying, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. You're so beautiful. Like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
right. And you even said you're getting these weird messages, right? So
yeah,
it's something that you are not accustomed to,
I'm definitely not.
right?
No.
So I want to open that up a little bit more. What what would you say has shifted? What was the cause? What insight did you have, or what do you think changed inside you?
So during the class, we went back to a time when we felt something in ourselves that change day. So what day was that when it changed? And when we walked through and did that huge healing, and I used that specific moment, and then you said, who would feel hurt if it was never talked about again? And I realized nobody. And I literally felt a lift, a release, a breath, everything. And it has been incredible since that day for that.
Wow.
And I didn't say anything to her, but all these messages started flowing through my inbox, and I'm like, this is the universe saying, you let go of this, now you're going to see something different. And I feel it, I see it, it's unreal.
Wow. So, what my mind is going in I got a lot of questions to that I want to unfold. And so, oh, and by the way, if I would just talk with the people coming in. So if you are just joining us in this interview, then welcome, 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 welcome. And drop a comment in the comments below. Just say hello. Let me know that you are here and where you're from. Ask any questions for me or Tara, and we'll go in afterwards and respond to your comments and your questions. So thank you for being here. So coming back to what you are just sharing, Tara, and what are you noticing about your feelings towards your mom? So before and now.
So the feelings before were always, every time I'd see her name come up on my phone, I would think a negative thought. I would think, oh no, she wants money. She wants this. She wants that, whatever. So now when she calls, I'll just answer it. And if she does discuss money, I don't fall into her trap. I release myself from that and say, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Or I change the subject and not discuss what she's discussing with me. Because it helps me to stay healed by not falling back into, as you say, ego. I don't need a reaction. That's what I've learned already. I don't need a reaction. All I need to give you is the love and support that I do give. And if you want to act that way, that's up to you, but I'm not going to react to it anymore. I'm just going to let it go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me, I want to expand on this valuable insight and happening that you had for everybody. You see, every thought we have, as you know, Tara, as we talk about in the program, but I want to share that with the people here listening in. Every single thought and feeling you have creates electricity. That is just science. Now, that electricity is created in between your ears. Every thought you have activates then an emotion, a feeling in your body. So it's just more chemistry and electricity. Now, do you think that that electricity stays in between your ears physically? No, it can even be measured. When we're generating thoughts and electricity that emanates from the body, that impacts the field around us, and whoever you're thinking about gets a zap of that. You see, because energy goes where your attention is. So if you have someone in mind and you have a thought that happens and then emotion, they get a whoop zap of that. Now, this is all unconscious. Or if we keep expanding our consciousness, that's those moments when someone pops into your mind and you're like, oh, and it's either a good feeling or whatever, but it's very possible and even probable that in that same moment they're thinking of you. So when we have these automatic, habitual ways of thinking about someone and feeling towards someone, they know that, whether consciously or unconsciously, and they've got their own automatic habits and patterns of responding with you. And this is how we create dysfunctional relationships. And because there's a discomfort in you, there's a discomfort in them, and you even anticipate and expect how they are going to respond, only because that's how the game plays, that's how the dance goes, you know? So when you transform that, and I mean, transform that just as Tara shared. And that doesn't mean pretending that you don't have those thoughts about somebody, pretending and suppressing your annoyance or your uh, fear or anxiety about that person. No, that's again, that's chemistry, that's electricity that emanates out from you. So this isn't about suppressing it. When you transform something, it's like weeding a garden. You pull the weed out by the roots like that, and it allows for something else to grow and expand in that space. And what happens is, as you transform your own inner being in regards to someone else, it invites, the energy invites them to be different. Now, they're not necessarily on this transformation journey. They still have their own wounds. They're still going to respond how they respond. But the thing is that you're no longer dancing that dance. And so they can't do that dance with you. And you just have to keep holding your ground. And so I just want to acknowledge you for you said, I want to maintain that healing. Now, it doesn't mean that it's healed and it's all gone. Because also, if I can just lean in a little bit, you said she's sending me these weird messages. And so that also, when we regard something as weird, there's not an embracing of that. There's still a level of caution. It's weird. I don't know. Or I just keep it at a
Yeah.
distance. But it's
Yeah.
not the same response, but there's, right? And so there's still that level of, like, another level of healing, to embrace. And, but there's healing to do within yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. That's why it's called Woman Beat Your Drum. When you begin as you expand your consciousness and you start beating the drum of who you are and your purpose for being in this world, bit by bit. By the way, we're going to be covering that in the next class. Very exciting. Then it ripples in the world. Other people are impacted and transformed, and your relationships shift. They have to. We're all vibration, it's all energy. We're all beating our drum about something. And so we might not always realize that or be conscious of that, right? Right. So huge, huge opportunity here for healing not only yourself, but your ancestry and your lineage. So please share more. What else in your life are things that you have transformed, that have shifted? Like what would you say? What are you getting from the program?
So before the program, I always questioned myself how I would ask Paul questions or how I would address something to him.
So Paul
And
is your fiance,
my
just for the people
fiance, yeah,
listening in.
sorry, yes, my fiance. So I would always question myself before I would address anything. What's he gonna think? How's he gonna say? What's he gonna do? I don't know. So with Woman Be Your Drum and one of our homework assignments, you said to let go, to be abrupt or be outspoken, to say what you feel. And I decided to use Paul as my guinea pig because that was who was in the position when I needed something said. So I have a problem with his phone. And the best way for me to address it is always the wrong way. And he doesn't get mad or anything, but he would just react the way I came at him with the question or with the addressing. So I decided to do it differently. And I said, I know you're on your phone and you're not causing me any pain and you're not doing anything to hurt me with the phone. I just want your attention. I just want you to be present with me on the couch, not on your phone. And he was like, oh, like, okay. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. And I've seen a switch like never before. And it is amazing
Wow.
because he didn't see the reaction of anger or animosity or anything like that. He saw me be real and say to him, I know you're not causing harm to me or doing anything bad on your phone. I just want your attention.
Mm.
And
Wow.
our relationship has went from here to here in the last 2 weeks has been unbelievable.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That just, I mean, that just makes me so happy to hear. And yeah, because
It
that
makes
one,
me cry, it makes me emotional, it makes me feel overwhelmed with happiness and it makes me feel complete. If it makes me feel like if I can learn how to talk to him in that way, I can make this relationship even better than it possibly ever could be.
yeah.
And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in our talks. I'm seeing it when we sit on the couch. I see it when we're out for dinner. I see it all over. It's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
What what are the fears that in your mind you had to overcome in order to speak out?
Um, I think the fear of it was worrying too much about his reaction
Mm.
and not thinking about how I could say it so that I wouldn't get that reaction. And
Yeah,
I think with Woman Beat Your Drum, it's teaching me that.
yeah,
So the way I come across now is a totally different way. And there's
yes.
no snickering or badgering or anything like that. And I make jokes because we're trying to get a plumber right now. And he said, if you don't ask me for this whole week, I'll get a plumber. So I stopped. I didn't say anything. And then I walked into the kitchen and I said, oh, I said, I know it's been a week. I said, but have we made any progress? And he goes, I'm calling a different one. And I said, okay. I was like, it's amazing. I was like, okay, wow. So I'm like, now now I'm really beating my drum. Like, I'm like, okay, I know how to use this now, like with a lot of stuff. So I'm like, this is incredible. It's
That's
just like,
right. Yeah. And so that particular part where so in the program where we're talking about the fear of speaking out, because just to set it up for the people who are here, right? So if you're just watching in, that wasn't an actual assignment to say just out of the blue, go and say what you're holding back on, not just by itself, right? Because there's so much fear for people. Like, if I really say what is on my mind, they won't love me, they'll leave me, he'll fight, I'll get reprimanded. There's all kinds of old past fears that come up, and we get so suppressed around speaking out. But then here's what happens. You don't, and I'm speaking to everybody here, and this is this is what you heard earlier was, you don't speak out when you're frustrated about something. You don't speak out when you really want something. You don't say when something doesn't work for you, and you don't ask for what you want. And so we suppress and hold on, and we tippy toe. And when we hold things back, resentment starts to grow, or frustration. And then in that frustration or resentment, when it gets too much, we might say something. But then whatever it is we say is tainted with resentment. Remember that the energy that we're exuding is resentment. And so whatever tone of voice, no matter how nice you try and sound, the other person is going to get resentment. They're going to get, there's something like a sting to what you
right.
say. And so then they react. And before you know it, you've got this reaction and it is awful, interaction. And no wonder you avoid speaking out, because you expect it to happen, it's going to happen, and it does. But it does because you hold back. And so it's kind of this vicious circle, right? But when you can release the fear, when you can see what's at the crux of the fear and heal that and set it free, what expands and arises is your own wisdom. Because we didn't talk about how to actually script. Here's what you say to get what you want. Here's what we don't
Yeah.
do that. You're wise. You already know. You already know when you're listening to your heart, when you're being guided by your own inner wisdom, your intuition. You've healed the fear. What arises is a natural desire to say something, but you're no longer holding on to the resentment that was with all the wounding part. And so, yes, when you then go to speak out, you're sourcing yourself from love and compassion and understanding naturally. And so, it's not like a strategy, because there will be other and many moments in your life and opportunities as you've experienced to speak out. And when you can source your own wisdom and your own intuition, your own compassion and love, like that's what's allowing you also to speak with your mom in ways that, thanks, I'm not available for right now. We'll talk later. Or, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then our relationships transform, because because if you think about it, every time in your interaction with Paul, what you brought with you was that wounding,
Yep.
right? And then it's like, okay, I want to
And
say something. How do I say it? And so we bring our wounds in between each other, right?
yep. Yeah.
So I know that you had shared earlier that you, well, I'll just ask if there's anything you want to add to that. And so there were things that you wanted before the program. Yeah, is there anything that you want to share about what you wanted before the program and then what you're actually getting in the program?
Okay, I'm just gonna go into my notes because I want to make sure that I'm clear. I wanted peace of mind. I wanted trust and respect. I wanted love of the family. I wanted to feel that I can control my actions and my anger. And I wanted spiritual awakening.
Right.
And on this path, as of right now, I have 4 of them.
Which for?
I have peace of mind. I have respect. I have control of my actions and anger. And I'm working on the love of the family. It's coming together. But everything is falling into place where it's meant to fall.
Mm,
And that's what I'm noticing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I asked you, I said, what would you say would be the biggest
Yeah.
breakthrough so far? Because you are not even halfway in the program. And you said, I've accomplished everything, Leanne. Like, I just got it. And not only that,
Yeah.
the bonus of your relationship, which was already good.
Yeah.
And now it's just like off the charts.
Off the charts. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wow, right? Mm,
Yeah. And I think the healing of removing that lump in my throat.
mm,
I can't go into detail about it, but it was a spiritual healing moment with me and Leanne. And I feel so open. I had a wall in my throat blocking me from all of the amazing things that are ahead of me. And now I feel those amazing things coming to me in abundance. I feel everything coming to me on a daily basis.
mm,
There is no better feeling to wake up in the morning and feel after your daily meditation practice that you're ready for your day in a positive mindset and that you're ready to receive all the good that's coming. And that's what I do every single day. And it's
mm.
really, really working. It's
Wow.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Yeah.
As you're sharing that, I remember when the program first began, you were looking after your was it your nieces?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you were really being tested there, right? This
Definitely was. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the middle of it, and you noticed things beginning to shift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just say a little bit about that. What was it before and then?
So being around a 4 and a 5-year-old and used to having a teenager around and not the little people, you can become frustrated and flustered and angry and over so many small things that are not necessary. And with Woman Be Your Drum, I was able to keep my temp in like a cool level. And I mean, no flames, no nothing. And it was incredible. I did lose my crap by Friday once and swore at them. And then Paul said, Hey, don't swear at them. You've been doing so well. Why are you swearing at them? And I said, I'm just frustrated. I need to breathe. And he's like, Go outside and take 5 minutes and come back in. And I was like, Yeah. But I realized that if I was in the same state of mind that I had been in a month before,
Mm,
I probably would have been screaming and yelling at them constantly and being the way I was the last time I had them for a few days. I saw a total revamp of myself.
yeah.
I think they felt the love. And then on the Saturday morning, I woke them up in the morning and made them breakfast, and I apologized to them. They're 4 and 5 and maybe they don't get it, but I wanted to make sure that they knew
They
that I
do.
didn't mean to swear at them and yell at them. And I don't want to do that.
Mm,
I want them to listen.
mm,
I will make their time here fun.
yeah,
And we can bake and watch movies and go to the movies and do all that stuff. I took them out to the movies. I just want them to know that I will not be yelling at them if they just listen to me. And when I talk to them like that, I saw 2 different children.
mm,
They were so good. They sat, they listened. Paul was like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I apologized to them. I talked to them a little bit this morning. I'm like, they've been great. They weren't running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They were so calm. They made Mother's Day cards for their mom. They did all kinds of little crafts. They were drawing. I just kept their attention at a good spot.
yeah,
I realized I didn't have that in me prior, because when I would have them, I'd get frustrated and I would yell and swear at them and scream at them. And I was like, yeah, that's not acceptable. I can't do that to them when they come
yeah.
here.
So it's like
Now
you,
I just,
yeah, right from the get-go, that one of those intentions you had, like to not lose your cool and your
yes,
anger, you
yeah,
were tested on that immediately. It's okay, work it, right? And so, what I can hear and what you shared is what had that work was, first of all, commitment. You got
yeah,
clear on what it was you wanted to cause a breakthrough in, right? One of the things, right, was the
yes.
anger. And then you realized it was your mind state,
Mhm.
your state of mind.
Yep.
And because that goes back to, right, all the energy
All of it.
lives,
All of it.
right?
Yeah.
And then also you mentioned the daily meditation practice. And so it's like the consistent practice that helped you shift your mindset and then helped you to maintain it, which
Yep.
enabled you then to be more who you are, right? You're not a angry person.
I told the girls, if you wake up at 8 o'clock and you hear the doors are closed in my room, please don't come in, because I'm doing my daily activate, like my daily meditation. I'm like, and then I will come down. And they were like, okay, Auntie Tara, we won't interrupt you, we promise.
That's right.
And they were so good. So as soon as I was done, then I would come down, make them breakfast, do all that stuff, and then start my day. So
Yeah.
that was the bonus part of it as well. So
Beautiful. And you're teaching them boundaries, right? They little beings love learning.
I
They
do.
love being
Very
talked to like they're adults, like they can handle this. Really.
I do.
I remember when I was 4 years old, my dad, he on one of his really good days, he took me to in the woods for a walk in the forest. He sat me down on a tree trunk and he started talking to me like I was an adult. Do you know, I have remembered that moment for the rest of my life
Yeah,
because it was like I was being regarded as a matter and like
right.
I'm listening. So no, they're listening. That
Yeah,
it's beautiful. And
yeah,
I want to also mention that, the throat and the healing and, just for the people listening in. Oh, and by the way, if you're just listening in and you haven't yet said hello in the comments, please say hello. I'd love to know you're here. Ask any questions. We'll go in and answer them. And so when you do transformation work, you're shifting the flow and the frequency of your thinking and of the energy flowing in your body. And so you're going to do some house cleaning. If you have got energy that has been a lower frequency, that's been hanging around, kind of like an old jacket, right? Or a little dirt you haven't showered off. And so it might actually just get your attention at a physical level. You might get a particular, ache in your belly, or, what Tara mentioned, it was like this lump in her throat and would be constricting. And so we did some work there to help set that free, right? Do some clearing work. Ah, So exciting. So let's just close up now. And there's so many more things to share and talk about. But what I want to ask is, first of all, there's two things. One is there anything else you would like to say about the program that I haven't asked you yet?
Um, just how warm and inviting the group is and the women. And if you think that you can't do this, you have other women to help you through it besides Leanne, and they can help push you as well. And then when you see that you have the the like support of that group of women, you give them your support and they give you their support, it just gives you more strength to keep going, to keep focused. And I think that is a truly amazing thing, because I thought I would want a one-on-one with Leanne, but meeting all those powerful women and finding out where they are in their lives and everything, it empowers me more to empower them as well as myself. So I thank you for that, Leanne.
Thank you. And you're
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah. And what message do you want to leave for women, along with what you've just shared, that let's just say women who they're thinking about the Woman Beat Your Drum program, and just that hesitancy before you step into something big. Maybe they're afraid of something. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
what would you say to them?
So we always worry that change is scary and that everything that changes might be a negative thing. But if you've been living your life already thinking about so many things from your past and it can't help you move forward, then you need to look deeper into yourself and realize that this is the time that you need to exchange your past to your future.
Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Thank you. So heartfelt. I can really feel that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tara, thank you so much for your time and your vulnerability and your heart. Beautiful
You're,
heart for
thank you.
sharing.
Thank
Mm,
you, Leah. Your soul is unbelievable. I appreciate you more than you know.
thank
Yeah.
you.
And my women from Woman Be Your Drum. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, when you get together with other women who are just as committed as you are to shift something,
Yep.
we can do anything.
Be first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
So if you've been listening to this interview with Tara, thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being interested and curious in your own life and shifting something there. If you want to find out about the Woman Beat Your Drum program, then put a comment below. Let me know if you've done the Woman Beat Your Drum program, because it's interesting. A lot of women watch the interviews because they get even more. They're reminded. This program is version 2.0, next level. So it is not what you remember. Yeah, it's completely, because this is the times that we're in, right? It, consciousness is expanded, the earth is spinning quicker, and
It is.
we're right here. This is where we are. No sense in keeping on doing the old stuff, right?
Yeah.
So let me know, have a chat with me, ask me questions. I'm here for you. I'm here for that. So bye, everybody. Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you again.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening.
Great. Okay, bye.